What's happening, folks? Let's talk about how to lose 10 pounds in 60 days. So I have a couple of things written here. We'll talk on each point. So this is a video to help you do it without tracking any food, which is very possible. But obviously, it would be faster if you did. But this is for if you don't want to yet. But let's be real, it's going to be a faster process if you track what you're eating because you have more accurate data. Anyways, let's get started. So the first thing you obviously have to do is set a goal, set an intention. How many pounds do you want to lose in the next 2 months, in the next 1 month? And then break that down into weekly goals. And from there, you can figure out what things you need to be doing each week to hit that goal. The first step is establishing some sort of goal to hit that weight. So focus on habits instead of numbers. I find when people focus on numbers, they'll talk themselves out of being consistent because numbers will not always be something that will be favorable to what you want in the moment. You will bypass all the progress that you're making, that you will be making if you're consistent, but you won't be able to see it because you're focusing on numbers. So focus on habits. Focus on the fact that you're now eating home-cooked meals. Focus on the fact that you are actually in the gym multiple times a week training. Focus on the fact that you're drinking water, you're walking, things like that. Focus on the habits that you built and use those things to identify evidence that you are going the right track. Basically, don't just use numbers to judge your progress. Very dangerous because numbers fluctuate. Next, eat from a small plate. 4, prioritize protein. That can be in the same realm here. So typically for a plate, you want to split it up in multiple parts. You want to have a colorful plate. So you want to have your vegetables, protein, fats, carbs. Alright? The plate should be versatile. Most of that plate should be protein as well. Depending on your goal, the carbs will be higher and the fats could be higher. That will be number one, identifying your goals, and from there you can break down what you need to be doing each week as far as training and eating goes. But when it comes to eating, make sure your plate is versatile, having protein, fats, carbs, and make sure most of that plate is protein. This will help the fat burning process because the body needs a lot of energy to break down the protein in the first place, which is excellent for fat burning. Just to keep that in mind. Number 7, snacking after dinner. So there should be a cutoff point each day that you're eating. So you start at a certain time, you end at a certain time. Don't compromise on this. Most of people's fat burning mistakes comes because they have unaccounted calories they're consuming. If you're not tracking, this is even more difficult, but this is something you're going to have to implement. At some point during the day, you're done eating. Alright, stick to it, and I promise you, you'll see major differences within the first 2 to 3 weeks. Yes, the midnight snacking, the emotional eating, the snacking while watching Netflix, plan it at least. Don't just wing it and expect results. Okay? So at a certain point, you should be done eating during the day. Typically, 8 p.m. is pretty good if you go to bed around 10 or even 7:30, 7 o'clock. Next, we'll have training. 4 to 5 days a week. If you're somebody more, I shouldn't say more advanced, but if you're somebody that isn't a beginner, but for beginners, I recommend 3 days a week. And maybe one of those days, 1 extra day of cardio. So really 4. So 3 days of training, 1 day of cardio. Okay? And during these training sessions, you're doing your compound lifts, your bench, squat, deadlift, along with a couple of different movements with dumbbells, cables, and body weight, and another day for some sort of cardio. Okay, and I always recommend HIIT cardio because it's high intensity interval training, which puts your heart rate at a certain point to help you burn fat, which is the fastest way really to burn fat, if that's your goal. Next, we have 8 to 10K steps a day. So if you have one of these watches, it's easy to track that. I know I said no tracking food, but I said no tracking food. I didn't say no tracking anything else. So if you are standing at your work, you're in a job field that requires you to be moving around, or you wake up really early in the day, it should be easy for you to hit 5K steps a day. But adding another 3,000 to 5,000 will help tremendously, burning at least 100 calories a day, which equates to 700 a week, which makes a difference to the deficit you want to be at, especially the fact that you're not tracking. Okay, so implementing multiple steps a day will help you. Next, sleep. Obviously, this is a given. This will help your appetite. This will help your stress. It will help your recovery. Therefore, help your fat loss. Because when you're sleeping, your stress level won't be as high, meaning also that your cortisol levels will be extremely high. Cortisol is the conflict to testosterone, and less testosterone, more fat, less muscle. You actually want to be able to burn fat, so controlling your sleep, or controlling your stress, I should say, will be something vital. So making sure to have enough sleep so that your hunger is in check, your hormones is in check, and your fat burning will be in check as well. So make sure to have between 6 to 8 hours of sleep nightly. Non-negotiable. Next, we have liquids as far as calories. An easy way to drop even a pound this week is to cut out all liquid calories. The reason is because it's very difficult to account for what you're consuming liquid wise, and when it comes to liquids, it doesn't keep you satiated like water does. And also, it's easy to overindulge. So cutting out liquids alone, I'm guaranteeing you losing at least 3 pounds by the end of the month. That alone, yes. Come back to the video and listen to me quoting this. You will lose 3 pounds at least if you cut out liquids for the next month. Easily, for sure. This hurts a lot of people. So 80-20 rule. So there should be a certain point you treat yourself. Don't take this off the rails and get out of control. For every 8 meals, or for every 10 meals that you have, 2 of them should be, meals that are a treat to you. And for every 100 meals, it's going to be 20. So weigh yourself once a week, only once a week. Don't compromise on this. And from there, you can see where you're at as far as your weight loss goes. Keep this in mind. If your sleep is off, if you have more carbohydrate throughout the week, if your sodium levels are higher, if you're retaining more water, that will affect the weight on the scale. So don't panic. Look in the mirror to see things like if your face isn't that puffy, if your skin is clear, if your eyes are white, if your teeth are white. What other things can I mention? If you're losing inches on your waist, if you're looking less puffy, if you're looking more full, stuff like that. Look for things that show that you're progressing as far as fat loss, not just weight loss, because weight is water, fat, and muscle. Keep that in mind. Next, mindset. So you have to have a mindset that it will be a process. You need to be consistent, and fluctuations are going to happen. So you have to be prepared for it. That's the last tip that I have for the day. I hope this video was very informative and will help you. Be sure to let me know any questions that you have about this, but I'm guaranteeing you 10 pounds lost in 60 days if you consistently follow all these steps, especially the liquids as far as calories, and especially prioritizing protein. Those two will help you lose 10 pounds in 60 days. Okay? Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos. I'll definitely be making more of these to help you reach your fitness goals. reaching mindset goals and to be strong physically, mentally, and spiritually. May God bless you, and I'll see you next video.